Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're plunging headfirst into one of America's most chilling and enduring mysteries, the Zodiac Killer. For over 5 decades, this elusive figure has terrorized a nation, leaving behind a trail of cryptic ciphers and unanswered questions. It's a story that has baffled law enforcement, obsessed amateur detectives, and captured the public imagination like no other. Get ready, because we're about to dive deep into the chilling facts, the strange theories, and the relentless pursuit of justice that continues to this very day. Our story begins in the late 1960s, a time of immense social change and upheaval in America. But amidst the flower power and peace signs, a dark shadow began to emerge in Northern California. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror officially kicked off on December 20, 1968, when 17-year-old David Faraday and 16-year-old Betty Lou Jensen were shot and killed on Lake Herman Road in Benicia. This brutal, seemingly random act of violence sent shivers down the spines of locals. Just a few months later, on July 4, 1969, another attack occurred at Blue Rock Springs Golf Course in Vallejo. This time, 22-year-old Darlene Ferrin was fatally shot, and 19-year-old Mike Mago was severely injured. Mago, incredibly, survived and provided a description of the assailant, offering the first real glimpse of the killer. What set the Zodiac apart from other criminals was not just his brutality, but his audacious communication with the public and the press. Days after the Blue Rock Springs attack, 3 different newspapers received nearly identical letters. These letters confessed to the murders and, most chillingly, included a complex cipher, a coded message that the killer challenged authorities to solve. He explicitly stated that if the cipher wasn't published, he would go on a kill rampage. This was an unprecedented act, transforming a local crime spree into a nationwide sensation. The very next month, 2 high school teachers, Donald and Betty Hardin, managed to crack the 408-symbol cipher. Its translated message was disturbing, revealing the killer's motives as a quest for slaves in the afterlife, but it offered no direct clues to his identity. The Zodiac's killings continued with terrifying regularity. On September 27, 1969, college students Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were picnicking at Lake Berryessa. They were approached by a man wearing a black hooded costume with a white crosshairs symbol on it, which would become his chilling signature. The killer tied them up and brutally stabbed them multiple times. Shepard tragically died from her wounds, but Hartnell, against all odds, survived. This attack, carried out in broad daylight, demonstrated a chilling level of confidence and calculated cruelty. The Zodiac then took responsibility for this attack, again through letters, even including a piece of Shepard's blood-stained shirt as proof. Just 2 weeks later, on October 11, 1969, taxi driver Paul Stein was shot and killed in San Francisco. This was a crucial turning point. 2 teenagers witnessed a man leaving the taxi, and their description led to an early, incorrect police dispatch. Officers responding to the scene initially overlooked the killer, who walked right past them. The Zodiac later sent a letter claiming responsibility for Stein's murder and included a piece of Stein's blood-soaked shirt, along with a threat to start shooting children on a school bus. This bold claim pushed the investigation into overdrive and brought the terror directly to San Francisco. Over the next few years, the Zodiac continued to taunt law enforcement and the public with a series of increasingly elaborate letters and ciphers. Some letters contained threats of bombing school buses, others offered insights into his twisted psychology, and all served to keep him firmly in the headlines. His communications were a bizarre blend of arrogance, intelligence, and chilling derangement. He even signed off with his now infamous crosshair symbol, cementing his identity as a master manipulator and a truly unique criminal. The police received numerous letters from individuals claiming to be the Zodiac, but only a handful were ever authenticated, creating even more confusion and false leads. The investigation itself was a monumental undertaking, involving multiple law enforcement agencies across different counties, each grappling with a criminal who seemed to be everywhere and nowhere at once. Thousands of suspects were interviewed, countless tips were followed, and every possible angle was explored. The lack of DNA evidence at the time, combined with the killer's meticulous efforts to leave minimal forensic traces, made the task incredibly difficult. The leads often ran cold, leaving investigators frustrated and the public increasingly anxious. The case became a complex web of timelines, witness statements, and, of course, those maddening ciphers. Over the decades, numerous theories have emerged regarding the Zodiac's identity. From seemingly credible suspects to wilder, more outlandish claims, the list is extensive. One of the most prominent suspects was Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted child molester. Allen was identified by one of the surviving victims, Mike Mago, in a photo lineup years after the attacks. He owned a Zodiac brand watch with the same symbol the killer used, and he wore the right shoe size. He also resided in Vallejo and worked as a teacher for some time. Despite compelling circumstantial evidence, like possessing bomb-making materials and an interest in hunting and ciphers, forensic evidence, including fingerprints and DNA from the Zodiac letters, did not conclusively link him to the crimes. Allen always maintained his innocence and died in 1992, leaving many questions unanswered. Another significant suspect who gained public attention was Richard Gajkowski, a former journalist who worked in the Bay Area during the time of the Zodiac killings. Supporters of this theory point to his physical resemblance to police sketches and the fact that he was allegedly a ham radio operator, which could explain how he knew details about the crime scenes. He also had a history of mental health issues. However, like Allen, no definitive evidence ever tied Gajkowski to the murders, and he passed away, maintaining his innocence. Other less prominent suspects have included Lawrence Kane, Rick Marshall, and even figures like Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, though these theories largely lack concrete evidence. The Zodiac case also saw a fascinating intersection with cryptography. Beyond the initial 408-symbol cipher, the Zodiac sent other, even more complex coded messages. The most famous is the 340 cipher, a jumble of 340 characters that stumped cryptographers for 51 years. In December 2020, a team of 3 amateur code breakers, David Oranchik, Sam Blake, and Joro Venek, finally cracked it. The message, like the first cipher, offered no direct clues to the killer's identity, reiterating his desire for slaves in paradise and taunting authorities. This breakthrough, though not solving the case, revitalized public interest and proved that human ingenuity, even decades later, can make progress on the seemingly impossible. Despite the passage of time, the Zodiac Killer case remains officially open. Law enforcement agencies in Northern California continue to receive tips and review evidence, hoping that advances in forensic technology, particularly DNA analysis, might one day provide the breakthrough needed. The original physical evidence, including envelopes, stamps, and parts of the victim's clothing, has been preserved, and scientists periodically re-examine it for new clues. The case serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring pain for the victims' families, who still seek closure and justice. It also highlights the tireless dedication of investigators who have spent their careers chasing shadows. The legacy of the Zodiac Killer extends far beyond the crime scenes. His story has permeated popular culture, inspiring countless books, documentaries, and films, including David Fincher's critically acclaimed Zodiac. These portrayals often grapple with the terrifying concept of an anonymous killer who can operate with impunity, leaving behind only riddles. The case continues to fascinate true crime enthusiasts, amateur sleuths, and professional investigators alike, each hoping to be the one to finally piece together the puzzle. It stands as a testament to the fact that some mysteries, no matter how much effort is poured into them, can remain stubbornly unsolved. What do you think about the Zodiac case? Do you have a favorite theory or suspect you believe is most likely responsible? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. This is a case that has touched so many, and every detail matters. Thank you so much for watching and for diving deep into this incredible mystery with me. If you found this video engaging, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more true crime explorations.